Welcome to All Over the Stands, a brand new channel where we explore the world of sports stadiums like never before. We're starting with GeoGuessr challenges featuring football stadiums from the UK, Europe, United States, from around the world. We'll also explore baseball stadiums, American football, rugby stadiums, and other sports stadiums from around the globe. This is just the beginning. We'll be visiting, hopefully, some of these stadiums around the world in the near future, meeting fans, supporter clubs, the culture, and what makes each stadium and football ground, rugby ground, American football stadium, baseball stadiums great and unique. Please subscribe for content, culture, and more. We'll be probably previewing upcoming leagues, the NFL, the Premier League, all that stuff here on All Over the Stands. We're going to get into this one. We're going to play every English football club stadiums on GeoGuessr. Yeah, I love this. I love English football stadiums. I love to learn more. We're going to learn more about these stadiums, but first, we're going to play this game as a no time limit moving challenge. The play along link for those of you that want to play along will be in the description below. And off we go. We're going to explore football. So on here, well, this is, yep, here it is. We just had to turn around. I thought, well, we started in a neighborhood. But that's the thing. That's the beauty of UK and English football stadiums. They're in the middle of neighborhoods and towns. I'm from the United States. We don't have this. It doesn't really exist. Maybe high school sports. Here are the season fixtures for Kidsgrove Athletic Football Club. The Grove looks like a phoenix there. Kidsgrove Athletic and season fixtures. I don't know where we are, the Grove. So this is one of the cool things. Want to get at least at some point in the future exploring English football grounds, Scottish football grounds, and yeah, I can't really make out any of those teams there on that. So anyway, interesting looking ground. It's in the woods, which is neat. Here's the deal. If you're a supporter of any of these clubs, I'd love to know if you're from England, from Scotland, from Poland, I don't care where you're from. Do you have a non-league or a local team that you support? You might support Manchester United, Arsenal, the big clubs, but I'd love to know if you support a small non-league side. If you're from the United States, if you support like a high school, let us know. I guess that the high school is kind of the closest thing to a local community team or club in the United States. We got to go and find out where Kidsgrove is. But anyway, police notice, emergency access required, residents parking only. All right. So the other thing I've got plans to do, and I really need your help with this, is one of the ideas I have for this channel is going to visit the stadiums. Obviously, that's kind of like what it would be, and trying to do things and trying to see things in a short amount of time. So, for instance, one of my goals with the channel is to go, for the first time ever, an American visiting, first time me, an American. I know Americans have been to Lower Ash. Lower Ash, we're in the town of Lower Ash, I guess, Kidsgrove, is to visit, and what I love to do is to visit and go see a Premier League match, a championship match, League One and League Two, and a non-league sides. So try to get like to 6 matches in the span of a week, if that's possible. I don't know when we're going to do it. I think the winter is probably the best time for me to do it because I do coach football, folks. I coach youth football. I know a couple people on my All Over the Map. Okay, Newcastle under Lyme. We know where this is because we had this on All Over the Map, I believe. It's just finding the time to do it. So let's see. Where is Stoke? Stoke, I think. Yeah, Stoke is where we are. Anyway, here's Newcastle under Lyme. So we're looking east, I guess. Kidsgrove's got to be around here somewhere. But anyway, I want to do that. That's one of my goals for the channel is to do that. Maybe a couple times, different countries. Maybe I do Scotland one time, England another time. Is it possible to do in Ireland? Maybe. Maybe not. That's probably more of the summer type of play. I can definitely do the United States, but Anyway, Kidsgrove. Here we are, just north the Talk Pits, Kidsgrove. We're looking for Kidsgrove Football Club. The town of Red Bull. It gives you wings. The Red Bull Football Club is from Red Bull. So I never knew there was a town called Red Bull. Now I know. But what I need to find out is the Kidsgrove Cricket Club. Okay. Lego Mutton. What I need to find is a football club. So yeah, Kidsgrove, if you've been to any of these non-league sides, let us know. Some interesting names in this area, in this region. Basketball court, how about that? Here it is, Kidsgrove Athletic Football Club. So we're at the end of the lane. I guess this is the does that. At least I dropped the pin there, the guy. But we're at Hollywood Road and Kidsgrove Athletic. So let's take a look at Kidsgrove. But yeah, going back to it, I love to visit Kidsgrove. Like this would be right up my alley. You know, visit Stoke, go to Kidsgrove. But it's a club playing in the Northern Premier League Division 1 West. The team, the nicknamed Grove, plays at Hollywood Road, Claw Hall. The capacity is 2,000, and the managers Matt Reed and Tom Pope. How about that? So, founded in 1952. So, yeah, pretty cool location and a non-league side for the first round on this every football stadium's map. I don't know if that's the stadium. Maybe the stadium's to the woods. I presume we're going to get a lot of this. Is that the football ground? It looks like it. Maybe, no, that's the pub. But is this the ground? Ooh, I don't know. Doesn't look like a ground there. Oh, okay, so it does look like a stand. There's floodlights. So what do we have? Okay, the Wesley. So HWFC. HWFC. I wish I could make this one out, but I can't. Looks like this is another non-league side. I wonder if we're going to get a Premier League or like a League 1 or 2. All right, this looks a pretty cool stadium. All right, here it is. Havant and Waterlooville FC. At the time, it's the Vanarama. I think it's the Enterprise National League now. But yeah, I really enjoy these. I really enjoyed exploring this virtually. But man, I would just imagine. I can't imagine, you know, getting up, traveling, and you've got a day where you headed out to the football ground, get your pie, get your burger. I'd probably get a Diet Coke. But anyway, Havant and Waterloo Football Club. Not really sure where this is. I'm going to guess it's kind of like maybe near, I would say near London. But I could be wrong on this. Anyway, we'll find out. Havant. Let's check out what's on the sign here. Maybe there's some clues. Homes of England. No, that's not there. All right. So, football. Everything's starting back up again. We are back actually as I wouldn't say a family, a couple of us following #United. It's a YouTube club. But #United. It'd be cool if anybody. Westley. If anybody follows #United. So, and then Manchester United. So we are also fans or supporters, I guess, of Manchester United. I don't know if I've said this before, but it's always come down to, for me, the reason being is following Roy Keane. It's really the only thing that you could get back in the late 1990s, early 2000s in the United States, which was pay-per-view which was the only way you could get to watch Premier League. Wesley, not really sure where Wesley is, but we're going to have to find some roads here. This map on GeoGuessr might take us a little longer. But going back to Manchester United. Manchester United, interesting signings. I still think they're far off. We'll talk a little bit about this. We'll have a conversation about who I think and who you think will win the Premier League and the different leagues in England. But also, too, there's others that are watching from around the world, and we'll do Scotland stadiums and Dutch stadiums and Turkish stadiums and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah, so Wesley. Normandy Way, interesting. Okay, so we're going to go down this road, just try to make a quick guess here. But I guess when you find non-league sides, you're going to find it out in the and away from towns. Okay, so Stansted. I think this is near London. Emsworth. Horndean. That name sounds familiar. I don't know if that's from hashtag internet or not, but I feel like this is the area. Oh, it's Horn Church, I think it was. Joey Barton's Crossroads. Ooh. Havant and Waterloo. I just saw it pop up here. Chichester, Arundel, Emsworth. So we're not near London. We're near Brighton. Havant and Waterlooville. I'll get to that Manchester United. I want to make a point here, which is interesting, because I thought about I might not be doing this game if anyway, we were Lee Park, Westley. That's what I need to find. It's hard, folks. Sometimes it's hard to play these types of games and then like really have something you want to talk about and try to do that. At the same time, it is difficult. All right, so I feel like we've got to be over here somewhere. I might just drop it for the sake of time, because people that are new to this might be like, hey, this is a little boring. You're taking too much time on this. But I'm going to guess that this is Wesley Park. This is where we are for the football ground. Yeah, so we're here, I think. And anyway, Manchester United, we're off by a little bit, but let's look this one. Havant and Waterlooville Football Club. We'll get to it in a minute here. All right, the Hawks, founded in 1998. They play at Wesley Park, capacity 5,300. Manager Sean North. I don't know if that's still the case now or not. But, yeah, they're in the Southern League Premier Division South, the 7th level of English football. So there we are for Havant and Waterloo Football Club. But, yeah, Manchester United is playing West Ham at the MetLife Stadium. Before it, I believe it's Everton and Bournemouth. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's who it is. And it's on the United States, on the major networks, and it's the Premier League series that they're trying to promote. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know. I think it's a great idea, because I will say this, folks. In the United States, a Premier League gets large ratings for matches that take place on the time zones of like early Saturday and Sunday mornings. So it's quite interesting. The Premier League's taken up and looked at that as an option to play some matches. The thing I don't really like so much is to play actual matches or games, league matches in the United States. I don't think that works. I don't really like the NFL doing it, although I like it from the standpoint of seeing other countries have some fun at it, but to play the actual matches, if I'm a fan or supporter of the team or club, it doesn't really work for me. But then again, you know what? I support the in football, American football, the Baltimore Ravens. So I'd probably go visit, and I, you know, don't live near the city of Baltimore or anything like that, but it's one that I guess, it would be cool to visit, like Wembley or whatever. I keep talking. We got Quorn. That's an interesting name. Football club, the Farley Way Stadium. I don't know what's on the signs, but we're just gonna have to look at these signs to figure out exactly where Quorn. Okay, so Loughborough and Leicester, the A6. Let's see how close we are. Leicester's 10 miles. Lonsdale Mews. So pretty cool location, this one. Nice little park or neighborhood there. Folks have got their cars covered up. But yeah, so anybody here play football or coach football? I think I said earlier I coach youth football, U13 girls team, and we've started. We don't have any friendlies, or we call them scrimmages, until for a couple weeks. Middle, I guess they're early. There's Quorn, so here we are at Quorn. Anyway, for a couple weeks, so we've got that, and then we've got our first what we call tournament football, soccer tournament, Barrowtown Football Club. That wasn't where we were. We've got it the 23rd, 24th of August, and then we get into our league. Probably what we have in the United States is Labor Day, the first weekend in September. It would start after that, and we continue at least the autumn or fall season, as we say, mid-November. So stay tuned for that. I don't know if anybody's interested in that. I know a couple people said that on all over the map, but yeah, that's going to take up some time. Farley Way. So I think we were on, there's the Mews. There it is, Quorn Football Club. So I think we're there. That's exactly where we are. So let's look this one up. Quorn FC. That's a pretty cool logo. Established in 1924. The Reds, the Methodist, interesting nickname. The Farley Way Stadium, capacity 1,477. We really need to look at some of these grounds here. There's the clubhouse, the stadium. So again, when we talk about all over the stands could be 10 people. It could be just a wooden stand. So like stands, I think I might throw everybody off here a little bit when I say this. One of the favorite movies of mine and our family, because some of us are into baseball, is the movie called Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but the daughter of Kevin Costner in that movie fell off the stand. So the stand, if you know what that is, some of you are probably like, what the heck is Field of Dreams, this movie from 1989. When I talk about all over the stands, it could be a little ground. We're going to get into some of this where, like this, there might not be a stand. It might be just a little stand. It might be seating 30 people. So on this channel, we go from anywhere from a person that's a 10 stand seater to one that's 100,000. So that's kind of where we are, and it's fun because it's all over the stands. It's all over the place. Quorn Methodist. So interesting. What ground? There's their ground. We looked at that. And they are in the Southern League Premier Division Central, and the games are in the 3G pitch. It's the Farley Way Stadium. Opened in 1994. Quorn Football Club. So that was a pretty cool one. We got a water slide at this one. Are we looking at the stadium? Rugby league. So we got rugby league. Yes. This is saying we will do a rugby. So do I do rugby league or do a rugby union stadium? Because I have a hard time. I was trying to do some research for this. Hard time finding the actual stadiums, rugby league, rugby union, a good map on GeoGuessr. So yeah, feel free to comment on what map you'd like to see me to play. We've got an interesting looking stadium here. We got floodlights that are kind of set back, so maybe the ground goes, yeah, it does go this way. It says York City, so I'm guessing this is York City. Attached to the ground in some capacity is a water park, it looks like, which is pretty wild to me, that you could go to the water park and York City Football Club, I guess. Rising Bollards. That's an interesting sign. Monk's Cross M&S Food Hall. So we're kind of out there a little bit. So here, York is up this way. And the York Race Course. Don't think this is where we are, but you never know. We've got the York Sports Center. I feel like we've got to be in an area kind of around here. Rugby pitches all over the place. Greg's, the university. This kind of looks like a newer area, right? And watch us be on the other side of town. Let's see. York. All right, let's go this way. Just take a quick look. Ford, Stoneacre. The York Stadium. Little Gym. Wow, we've got little gyms here. But look at this place. This is a pretty sporting place. I gotta think it's around here somewhere. I'm just not seeing it. Man, York has definitely got a lot of athletics. White Rose Park, which is the White Rose City is York. At least in York, Pennsylvania, it's the White Rose, which is pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to make a guess here because I'm spending a lot of time just searching for things that hopefully probably like right in front of me, but I'm not really seeing it here. Let's do this. Let's go. Nope, we can't even go that way. All right. The Ford dealership. Okay, the Ring Road. All right, well, I feel like we're around here. Maybe this. I am at a loss, folks, on this one here because I don't know. We were on the other side of town. All right, York City Football Club. Wow. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Let's see where we are. York City Football Club. And see the stadium, the ground. That's a pretty cool logo. I like that one too. That's a pretty nice one. Competes in the National League, the 5th level, as of the 2024-2025 season. So York City, Adam Hinchelwood, and it's the York Community Stadium, which is pretty cool. So rugby and football. Capacity is 8,500. Beautiful stadium. This is a nice one. There it is from the outside. Nice new stadium. We are York. Man, look at those. I would imagine this dressing room is kind of probably just as good as maybe some Premier League grounds. So a pretty cool stadium here. The LNR Community Stadium. So there we are. Opened in 2021. So new stadium. How about that? Yeah, we got to get moving here. We got 5. Oh, I thought we were. Man, my mind's all over the place today, folks. Got a lot to. I could probably spend all day playing football stadiums, soccer stadiums, as we say in the United States. American football, baseball. Just really enjoy stadiums. We got Alton Football Club. We got the Finnemore Pavilion. Alton Rugby Club. So yeah, I probably, GeoGuessr's telling me I should be doing Probably a rugby stadium's game. Pizza time. Pizza with a smile, it says. But we got a nice little, I guess this is the stand, Alton Football Club. Where's Alton? I'm not really sure where Alton is. There's a lot of goals there. So no shortage of goals, which it's like one of my pet peeves. I know people that are watching this are football. We're at the end of the lane here. Are probably football supporters or fans or folks that love football. Are these locked up? Well, I don't know if they're locked up or not, but I'm sure you can go anywhere in England and find football goals. What are these people doing? What's going on here, folks? What are these? What are they playing? I know what they're playing. It's kind of weird. Just standing out there. But what's interesting is I have this thing. I coach youth football. I'm a big proponent of playing futsal or, wow, that's a nice home there. It's a pretty nice estate there. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Football needs to be played, in my opinion. Futsal, pick up, outside, in the street, on the pitch. The issue that we have in the United States is a lot of those goals, I see them all lined up like that. We have goals at many places throughout the United States that are locked up, and they're never out. And it's so darn frustrating when you want to take your kids to go practice some shooting, playing a little pickup game, and everything's locked up. And, it's just interesting because I just don't know how as a country you get better playing in the game of football without playing pickup. Just a kiss. So, yeah, I just, it's a point of frustration for me. Point of frustration. Now, folks there's basketball all over the place, and people do pick up and play pickup that with basketball, and I think that's why the United States is pretty good at basketball. But it could get a lot better at football for sure. But it doesn't work when Borden, Winchester, Guilford. There's Winchester. Farnham, Winchester. Okay, so Basingstoke. But yeah, it's just one of those things, and run into that situation quite often over the summer. Plenty of goals, people that want to play, but they're all chained and locked. And it's not just here, it's a lot of places throughout the United States. And then if you go into some of these fields and nobody's playing on because you got to rent them out, it could be county councils and stuff, or state or city or town in the United States. Even I just want to go play, and people will chase you off. The government will chase you off. The police or whatever. It's like, hey, you can't be on here. You need a permit or something like that. It's just one of my pet peeves, folks. Alton is where we are. Pretty cool little town. The Swan is the pub, and Alton Football Club is the team. And we'll find out the ground here, what the ground is. There's Alton Football Club, and I think we were right about there. And let's look up Alton. A little bit off. That's okay. Alton Football Club. We didn't get any big sides, professional sides, I guess. Got non-league sides today in this one. We'll play this one again. Interesting logo, this. This looks like an American style logo. That right there. Not the crest, but that logo. All right, so Alton, Hampshire, England, and they're current members of the Combined Counties League Premier Division South and played Anstey Park. 2,000 seats 2,000. So that was Anstey Park seating 2,000, and Alton Football Club. So hopefully you did better than me, but we did get a good distribution of grounds throughout England. So if you've been to any of these grounds or you go to non-league sites, let us know who you support. With that said, it sounds like I got to get going. Until next time, cheers.